to the OH Show with Orlana Darkins, your connection to events, topical issues, and the movers and shakers in our world, and the opportunity to learn things that make you say, oh. Between nonstop screen time and daily beauty routines, more people than ever are experiencing dry, tired, or irritated eyes. Joining me now with some helpful tips on what to look for and how to treat it is optometrist and founder of Bespoke Vision, Dr. Selena McGee. Dr. Selena, welcome to the OH Show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So let's dive right in. Dry eyes are becoming more and more common. Can you share some of the warning signs people might be overlooking?
Absolutely. So things to look for that might surprise you. I think one of the biggest ones is our vision that we utilize every day going through our screens. And when we think about how we use our eyes, if you experience your vision that kind of comes in and out, so there might be moments of the day that you see better than others, or if you blink a couple of times and it's like, "Ooh, my vision just got better." That's like one of the most common things that happen to people that is surprising. And then some other things, kind of like you already mentioned, just your eyes are irritated. If you're aware of your eyes, that's a warning sign. Our eyes should just function throughout the day. So if they feel, and they may feel tired, they may feel gritty, they may ironically actually water, those are all warning signs that something is gone awry on the front surface. So we need to explore that.
So you mentioned screen time, which nowadays everyone's looking at their screen. What role does screen time play in making dry eye worse?
When we look at screens, whether it is desktop screen, multiple screens, laptop, phone, sometimes all at the same time, right? When we do that, our blink reflex actually goes down. And so typically will blink about 20 times a minute, and that will fall to less than 7. And our blink is like our windshield wiper that moves our tear film around on the front surface. And so we're just asking a lot of our tear film to try to support us when we don't have that blink reflex in place.
So how does skincare, I mentioned in the intro, skincare and makeup products can impact dry eye? Share more information about that.
Definitely. So a lot of the things that we utilize, whether it's makeup, mascaras, even sunscreen, things that go around our eyes, and then how we take our makeup off. All of the ingredients in those products really matter because the skin there is half a millimeter thinner than the rest of our body. We have to treat it more delicately. It's very sensitive. And so the ingredients that we use can sometimes be really harmful to the front surface of the eye. It can actually cause dry eye symptoms.
Do you have any recommendations for how we should remove makeup around our eyes?
I do. So keep things in mind, like you want it to be preservative free. We want the minimal amount of ingredients possible. I would love it if we could actually pronounce the names of what's in our products. And so those are things that we can look for. And I want to minimize people's daily beauty routines, right? We're all living complicated lives. The last thing I want to do is make it even, more step forward. And so there's a couple of things that we can look for. Those are the top ones: preservative free, keep it simple.
What about petroleum jelly? I read an article that if you warm your washcloth, warm water, put a little petroleum jelly on it to remove mascara. Is that safe to do?
Definitely not. And that's been around for a long time, right? So there's all of these kind of, tales that maybe our mother or our grandmother used, but petroleum jelly definitely not safe around the eye. We don't want anything that's so occlusive that we break that skin barrier, or we, utilize something that's not going to go away. And petroleum jelly winds up all over the front surface of the eye. And so I have some better things. There's a new line by Optase. It's called Optase Life. And it's a very simple, minimal, preservative-free way to remove eye makeup. You can still use your cotton pad that you were going to use. I do like heat to make things feel better, but definitely not combined with petroleum jelly. So Optase Life has a new eye makeup remover. And then we all want hydration, right? That skin there is thin, it's delicate, and it dries out faster. And so we want something to hydrate around that that's safe. So we have to think also about our ingredients and contact time. So the other thing that Optase has that I love is just their daily renewal cream. It's an eye cream that is very hydrating, that's safe to use around the eye.
And where can you buy it, at a chain store, or is it only available online?
You can do both. For more information, you can go to optase.com and learn more. And that's where you can actually purchase it directly. And they're actually doing something fun for us right now because this is new. You can save 20% with a code LIFE20 when you do that, LIFE 20. So LIFE20, but those are two of my favorite products that are available for us to simplify our lives, which we all want.
All right. Well, they're going to be hearing from me today. If someone has dry eye, are there any treatment options that can help?
There are so many treatment options. The first step that you should do is visit your eye doctor so that you can properly get diagnosed. Once you have that diagnosis, we have multiple ways to treat dry eye, whether it's with therapeutics, whether it's with interventional therapies. But definitely that first step is visiting your eye doctor so that you can learn more and get a proper diagnosis.
Very interesting information. Can you share the website again for the eye makeup remover?
Absolutely. It's optase.com. So OPTASE.com.
Beautiful. Yes, they'll be hearing from me today. Dr. Selena McGee, optometrist and founder of Bespoken. I'm saying it wrong. Is you're an optometrist and founder of Bespoke Vision, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct. Yes.
Very good. Optometrist and founder of Bespoke Vision, Dr. Selena McGee. Thank you so much. This was very informative. I have to make some changes.
I love it. Thank you for having me.
And thank you all for listening to the OH Show. Until next time, keep shining. Welcome to the OH Show with Orlana Darkins, your connection to events, topic interest, issues, and the movers and shakers in our world, and the opportunity to learn things that make you say, oh. A new national survey from Myriad Genetics reveals a surprising contradiction. Many women fear cancer screenings, yet believe genetic testing could ease their concerns. Here to explain how family health conversations, especially during summer get-togethers, can help is OB-GYN specialist Linda New. Linda, welcome to the OH Show.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
So, Linda, let's dive right in. This new survey reveals women are more scared of screenings and yet feel reassured by genetic testing. Can you explain this and why you think this contradiction exists?
Absolutely. So I think a lot of us are afraid of the unknown and what that means for us. But yet when we do genetic testing, we have an answer. We know, do we have a particular genetic mutation that increases our risk for certain cancers? And once we know that, well, then we have the power to do something about it. Working with our healthcare provider, we can initiate a plan that will hopefully then either prevent the cancer or at least help us with early detection of that cancer.
When women take the test and get their results, does it give them a sense of control, or does it make them more fearful?
In my experience, and I have done this test for, over 15 years, it gives them a sense of control. Because like I said, now that we have the answer, we know what to do about it. I think if we don't do the genetic testing, it's always in the back of our mind. Wow, when is it going to be my turn? I watched my grandma suffer and pass away from breast cancer. When is that going to happen to me? But now, if we do the genetic testing, we know our risk. We know what cancers we are at high risk for and what to do about it and initiate a plan.
So, how does knowing your family's cancer history play into deciding whether genetic testing is right for you?
Absolutely. So it's important to ask these questions and make sure you're asking them from both your mother and your father's side. Obviously, we get our genes from both parents. So we need to know both the mother's family history and the father's family history. We really want to focus on three factors. They're called the red flags. The first would be rare cancers. Examples of that: ovarian cancer and male breast cancer. We also want to ask the ages that these cancers occurred in our family members. If a person is 50 or younger, that is considered a young age, and that is a red flag for hereditary cancers. And then the third category is we want to ask, is the same type of cancer occurring in multiple family members? So these three red flags really help us identify if we are candidates for hereditary cancer testing with the Marriott MyRisk.
So, why are family vacations a good moment to bring up hereditary health risks with relatives?
Well, typically we're on a vacation, things are more relaxed. There could be multiple generations present, and there can be family members from both sides of the family. So you have a great number of different family members that you can ask these questions to. And you want to make note of this history. And then once you get back from your vacation, make an appointment with your healthcare provider, your PCP, your OB-GYN, and go over these family history details that you have discovered and see if the Marriott MyRisk hereditary cancer test with risk score is appropriate for you, and then get the test done so then you know your results.
So, what are some key questions we can ask our relatives?
Well, first off, in general, I would start by, hey, what kind of cancers run in our family? Do we know anybody in our family? When we're looking at risk and doing hereditary cancer tests, we of course want to know our first degree relatives. Those are our parents, our siblings, our children. Second degree relatives, those are our grandparents, our aunts, our uncles, our nieces, our nephews. So we really want to focus on first degree and second degree. I mean, beyond that, yes, you want to get that information as well, but the first degree and second degree relatives is really what we want to get good details on.
So, if someone wishes to take the test, how long will they have to wait to receive the results? And is their information secured?
Yes. So I do these tests on a daily basis pretty much. 1 in 4 people will have the family history that helps them meet criteria to do genetic tests. So for example, I see, about 20 patients a day. And no lie, there are times where I'm doing 4 to 5 tests a day. So when we do the test, it usually takes on average about 2 at the most 3 weeks to get the test results back. And I have my patient come in and we sit down and we discuss those results in detail.
Okay. And if someone learns they may be at higher risk, what should their next steps be once they return home, once they receive their test?
So once they receive the actual test result, then you and your healthcare provider will make a plan. Your healthcare provider will explain to you what your options are. There's even risk-reducing surgeries that you can, then prevent the cancer from forming in the first place. And then there's also earlier and more frequent screenings where we're looking for these cancers. The key to surviving cancer is early detection. So if we're doing more frequent and earlier screenings, we should be able to find that cancer at its earliest stage.
You mentioned for the testing, you need genetic information from your mother and your father's side. Have you run into a case where an individual doesn't have access to their mother's side anymore? And if that's the case, is there a way around that to still take the test?
Well, sometimes we're not going to know our family history, whether it be just there's not any family members available still, or maybe you're adopted. In order to meet the criteria, there are certain, types of cancers, ages of cancers that will have you meet the criteria to do the testing. If you don't have the history, I understand that, but just get as much history as you can. and try to be as accurate as you can to the types and ages of the cancer and how many of those cancers occur in your family.
Very good. OB-GYN specialist Linda New, where can people go for more information about this genetic test?
So, of course, always start with your healthcare provider. However, there is a wonderful website, getmyrisk.com, that you can visit, and it'll give you very detailed information about hereditary cancer testing through the Marriott MyRisk Hereditary Cancer Test with Risk Score.
Thank you so much for sharing this with us today. This was very informative.
Thank you for having me. It's my passion, and so I love to share this information with everyone.
You're listening to the OH Show with Orlana. Until next time, keep shining. Welcome to the OH Show with Orlana Darkins and your connection to events, topical interests, issues, and the movers and shakers in our world, and the opportunity to learn things that make you say, oh. Becoming a mom is an exciting journey, but getting the right care can make all the difference. Nancy Carson from United Healthcare is a board-certified maternal newborn nurse with over 30 years of service in the United States Army Nurse Corps. She joins me now to discuss tips and resources to help support moms before, during, and after pregnancy. Nancy, welcome to the OH Show.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
So let's dive right on in. Pregnancy can be overwhelming, especially for first-time moms. If someone thinks they might be pregnant, what's the first thing they should do?
So the first thing that you should do is contact your provider so that you can get in to be seen as early as possible. And so pregnancy is definitely overwhelming at times. You have so many things changing, both physically and emotionally. And so seeing a provider as early as possible is the best thing that you can do to establish those regular prenatal appointments and really build that support system to help you during your pregnancy.
Now, why is prenatal care so important to healthy outcomes?
So the prenatal appointments help the provider know your health history and know things that they need to work on throughout your pregnancy to make sure that you're healthy and that baby is healthy as well. And so as a maternity nurse, I've seen many patients throughout the years, and I've seen that the most important thing is to go see a doctor early and have those regular appointments. If you don't already have the doctor, you can call the number on the back of your insurance card, call your local health department or your Medicaid provider.
Are you able to share just some tips that pregnant women can use to ensure maybe to have a healthy baby and a healthy pregnancy experience?
Yes. And so one of the most important things that helped me when I was pregnant is, you're very tired, you're going to be very forgetful. And so keeping a notepad on you and just jotting down questions whenever they come up so that when you go see your doctor, you can take those questions with you and just ask whatever you need to ask about, no matter how big or small. Every pregnancy is different. And so it's really important for you to talk to your doctor about what's going on with you. Maybe you've had that history of substance use or opioid use. Those are really important things to talk to your doctor about so that they can work that pregnancy plan that's going to help your health and for sure the health of your baby.
Now, you shared why prenatal care is so important. Why are postpartum visits after delivery so important too?
Yes, the postpartum visits are just as important as prenatal visits. During that postpartum period, some moms have a little bit of sadness or maybe a little depression. And so it's important to be evaluated for postpartum depression. It's also important for the doctor to make sure that you are recovering in the right way and that the health of you is good, that your baby is doing well. And also to make sure that you have a healthy eating habits. If you're breastfeeding, it's really important to drink lots of water and really have a healthy diet. And so your doctor will make sure that you're recovering well and that you're adjusting to having that new baby at home.
Now, you shared a few tips already, but like you said, getting to the doctor early is so important. What other tips and advice do you have for doctor visits?
So we have a website that you can go to. It's everypregnancy.com, and you can take a United Healthcare Healthy Pregnancy Quiz. And that quiz can let you know what you already know about and things that you want to learn more about. And so that's everypregnancy.com, because United Healthcare wants to be with you every step of the way to make sure that you have a healthy baby and that things are going great for you during your pregnancy and after.
Thank you so much, Nancy Carson from United Healthcare. Thank you for sharing the tips and all the information.
Thank you so much for having me.
And you're listening to the Ohh Show with Orlana. Until next time, keep shining.